Voices. Welcome to Tuesday. I must tell you this, that I was in a fog yesterday, man. I got through the 3-hour time change, the daylight savings. So it was, it's great to feel like myself again, back in the routine, back doing what I love. So good morning, sir.
Good morning. The workout always helps, right? Getting up this morning and having Jake kick your ass always helps. And we're in like full on spring break swing over in our household. We've had Kai here through the weekend and obviously through yesterday. He'll be here all the way through Friday. Jules is kind of in and out of daycare. He'll be at daycare today. But yesterday was awesome. I mean, we just had an absolute blast of a family day. I'm so glad that you guys got to come over and hang out with us. But a big thank you to Gabby Alvarez over at the Hilton, who hooked us up with a room for the day. We didn't even have to check in the night before. We just got to get there in the morning, use the day for a nap room for Jules, and we got to kick it by the pool and just have we were gone by 2:30, but it felt like a full day. So it was awesome.
Really, I happen to agree. To see the interaction with Kai and Jules is really a special treat. They are both beautiful boys, laughing and giggling with each other. Kai literally is the sweetest human being that was ever born, I think.
So here's a little case study for people on the use of video and familiarity. Like, Jules is a baby. Jules is 11 months old and has only ever really spent time with Kai when he was an infant, and a little bit here and there on weekend trips or whatever, but like, he doesn't see him regularly. I mean, he sees you guys just as much as he were to see Kai in person, but every morning Kai and I FaceTime while I'm with Jules. And so we have this time where Kai is on FaceTime and Jules is playing in his room and he sees him every day. And to see the bond that they have and the way Jules is warm with him and they play with each other, it's amazing what the power of video can do for people. Yeah. So it's another case study of just how it works and how it creates relationship and how it builds familiarity with people. And you're looking at an 11-month-old that at his own grandparents kind of gives them the side eye when they walk through the door, as opposed to when Kai walks through the door, he like leaps out of my arms to go see Kai. So it's really interesting.
The human experience at its best.
Human experience, that's right.
Yeah, it's really, really cool. I wanted to also bring up that we switched this morning from broadcasting from my LinkedIn page to our LinkedIn page.
And as an administrator and follower of the Nudelberg Daily Huddle, I did get a notification from it. So I like the new move. I think it helps everybody add people, so people don't have to be connected or follow the individual anymore. If you have people you want to introduce to the huddle, you just send them right to the page, and it's very easy for them to get there and see the shows. And so we're continuing to iterate to find better ways to grow the community.
So I don't know if I think you follow Andy Frisella, correct? Yeah. I like Andy Frisella, the
REIT Syndicate,
75 Hard, and all that kind of stuff. What he mentions on his podcast, I really, really like, because he talks about there is no cost for people joining, but there is a fee.
Right.
There is a fee.
And the fee is to like, comment, and share with somebody. Like, comment, share. So as we continue to grow the huddle, as we stay consistent and approach our 700th episode, we would love everybody to continue to grow it with us. We've made it easy for people to share. So comment, like, and share with somebody that you know.
Yeah. So I just love this community. I love what it stands for. Dan Nelson, thank you so much for the cigars. Shay will be reaching out today to get you on my calendar. Tim Anderson, same thing. I'm back. I'm here this week. Get on my calendar. Virtual coffees are real. They turn out to be great. I had one yesterday. Shay, show me Kareem, if you would. So look at this dude, man.
I love it.
So looks like great. He's cold. He was calling from Michigan. But he's a guy that found the Huddle and was, I love when people say this. I'm honored that you take the time to talk to me. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, honored about what? This is how I built my whole career. This is how I built my life. OQP, only quality people. And you can do your own litmus test in 15 minutes and hear what people say and how they act in their body language. And wouldn't you know it, he's going to make the trek down to Florida. We're going to sit down. He said, I want to break bread with you. And there's opportunities for us to work on together. So it happens every day. There's no other way that, Kareem, Kate, and I meet. We're not in the same circles. We don't live in the same area. I don't even know how he found the Huddle, but he told me, he goes, I love being part of your community because I've had virtual coffees with others. And he mentioned Kathy Slayton, and so it's like,
I love it.
Yeah, that's what it's all about.
OQP, right? We were talking about it this morning as we were talking about the Huddler in the hot seat and the lineup that we've had and the people that we're going to have on. It's OQP all the time. So we got a great show today. I'm super pumped about the topics that you picked up. We're going to have a Tony Robbins video for you, which is going to talk about decisions. And then we're going to talk about growth strategy. So let's wake this thing up and let's get rocking and rolling with the show.
Wake up, everybody. Get up, get up, get up, get up. Wake up. Come on. Wake up, everybody. Teach a new way. Maybe then they'll listen what you have to say. Wake up, everybody. No more sleeping in bed. No more about to thinking, time of thinking ahead. Come on.
So there's Nancy showing up saying, pay the fee, pay the fee, share the show, bring your friends to this incredible
engage.
networking.
And if you don't want to share, if you don't have anybody to bring, then just engage. Say good morning, hit the like button, engage with the show, join in the conversation.
So pretty simple stuff here. Like there's 18 people that are watching on YouTube, only 9 have hit the like button. Hit the like button right now. Do it right now. Do it right now. Otherwise, you're getting booted. No, I'm kidding. It's all good.
I love it.
Let's roll right into Tony Robbins.
Yeah,
and this is like, what's the most important decision you need to make? Take it away, Tony.
It starts with making the most important decision of your life, which is, if I would ask me up until 2 years ago, I would say it's who you spend time with, who you love, because who you spend time with is who you become. I think it's still one of the most important decisions in life. But you can pick the right person and still do things in your head and make yourself miserable. So you really have to decide. The most important decision is, do I want to be happy? Will I commit to being happy? More important than happy. Sometimes you'll be so happy you smile so much your face hurts, right? You need variety. Am I committed to living in a beautiful state even when it doesn't go my way? Even when it rains on my parade? Even when my biggest fear shows up? Because I can't control whether your husband or wife will live or die or get sick or leave you or get a divorce. I don't want any of that to happen to any human being. I hate suffering. I do anything I can to help people not suffer. But I can't control that. You can. There are people who have lost their arms, lost their sight. There have been people that have been through the most horrific experiences in life, and they found a way to still be happy because they've made the decision that life is too short to suffer.
I love it.
I mean, when I heard that, I felt like somebody nailed my feet to the floor, because there's so many people who are just not happy. They don't even know how to be happy. They start out unhappy. So
I think it's super important that he points the finger back at themselves first. I think most people who are unhappy immediately look at all of the exterior things. It's their job, it's their boss, it's their spouse, it's the living situation they're in. It's all of the external factors. And that, to me, mental toughness, mental conditioning is what he talked about right there, of regardless of what's going on and what tragedy may be happening in your life, are you choosing to be happy? Are you choosing to control the inner dialogue. And if somebody's not on board with helping then feed that, then you know you have the wrong people in the boat with you. You know you have the wrong people around you. You have the wrong people in the circle. But if you don't own your own feelings first, you got no way to figure out whether or not you got the right people around you.
So we are constantly talking, and throughout your life, I shared with you, control the controllables. Control what you can control. You can control your own happiness. When we were in LA on Friday, it rained. Now, rain in LA is not like rain here. It's not like a torrential downpour where you're going to get soaked. It's more like a mist. It was really weird. But everybody apologized. Oh my God, we're so sorry. We apologize for the weather. We're like, chill. Like, I live in the sun and on the beach every day. This is cool. This is neat. Right. It was cool, breezy, fun. Helen and I even walked on the boardwalk in that misty kind of, so we chose happy, not about circumstances. And this is in the Bible. Live above your circumstances. Do not let your circumstances dictate your happiness. That is unbelievable mental conditioning. Unbelievable. Because most people are, oh, my business is great. I'm off the chart. Fantastic. I'm the happiest guy on the planet. Oh, 2 clients, were part of that Silicon Valley thing. They took a nosedive. The world is all right. My life, it's like you can't allow those circumstances. And I say you can't, but most people do. And that is an unfortunate part of life. But when you figure out how to master it, just stay focused on like, what could be better than the time I spent with you and the boys yesterday? It doesn't matter.
I think a big part of it is remembering that it's temporary. Is that like whatever the circumstance is, if you immediately assume that it, or you just apply it, that this is it, this is forever, it makes it hard to get out of it or to see the light at the end of the tunnel, which makes it really hard to be optimistic in that scenario. You got to understand that it's temporary. Almost everything is temporary. And so
temporary. Pain is temporary. It's your ability to tolerate that, to get to the next station, to get to the, it's really incredible. Yeah. I mean, it's like I'm into this cold plunge thing. Speaking of Tony, every one of his houses, everywhere he goes, he has a cold plunge. After I work out, do the sauna, the pool that is down, we have 2 pools in my place. One is that I think they put ice cubes in it. They deliberately make it cold. And I dive in that. And it's like, there's no way that anybody likes that, but it's temporary. The result of that is so fantastic. So great topic. When you talk about, temporary, that's what Jocko talks about. I just watched the Jocko video that I'll find for tomorrow. It's temporary. It doesn't matter what it is. It's all temporary. So look at Helen shining in.
Helen with an engagement. You know what? I like it. That's a way to be on board and involved. Love the engagement. Love the comments. I'm super excited for the next topic because we're going to talk about growth strategy. But before we get there, we've got some great motivational music, right?
We have unbelievable motivation and music because I saw the master Billy Joel. And this was one of the songs he sang, which talks about your state of mind.
Call me a joker, call me a fool. Right at this moment, I'm totally cool. Clear as a crystal, sharp as a knife. I feel like I'm in the prime of my life. Sometimes it feels like I'm going too fast. I don't know how long this feeling will last. Maybe it's only tonight. Darling, I don't know why I go to extremes.
song. God, I love that song. It reminds me of Saturday nights. It reminds me of after the game, win or lose, you knew you had to get back to the process on Sunday. You knew you had to get back to it. And, you wanted to enjoy it, and you should enjoy it. But if you got too high and you felt too good about that win, you knew it was going to make it harder for you to get back to the process. It was going to make it harder for you to get back in the office on Sunday and really stay disciplined to, critiquing the film the way it needed to be critiqued. And oppositely, right? If you got too low, like I remember grading the game immediately after a loss and being so critical, just wrong, just dinging guys left and right on their grades. And then watching the film again Sunday morning and being like, that wasn't that bad. Come on. Like I'm being a little ridiculous there on what I'm asking them. And so trying to stay, in that zone of enjoy it, but hey, don't get too high, don't get too low.
But we do go to extremes. I mean, it's great. Oh, it sucks. Oh, it's that's why, we do what we do here today. So I found this article, and I am constantly like a vacuum, just taking in information, processing it, and finding a home for it. This one was a Harvard Business Review that they did a study on business growth, and they came up with 6 strategies. So what I want to do is I want to see, it's 8:14. We could do a minute per strategy to stay on track. Number one.
I simplify this strategy. What? I simplify it to 3. I think 6 is too many. I think you can reorganize that and move them into 3 buckets of growth. I think when you look at your business, right, and you look at areas to focus on for growth, it falls into 3 things: people, process, or product. And so, you can either ask more of your people, and that to me talks to when they said one of the strategies was sell more of the same thing to the same people, right? Like create more growth within, I think it was the very first one. That to me is asking more of your people. You want people to do more with the tools and the things that they have. So you're just going to ask for more. That's fine. There may be more in the tank. You may not be getting everything from everybody. So you're asking them to reach their full potential. Whereas they talked about creating new products, or they talked about going into a new sector of a market. That to me speaks to product. Are you going to enhance and add new features and benefits to something that you already do? Or are you going to add another revenue stream? Are you going to add something that's complementary to your service? Or do you need to get more efficient with how you do everything inside of your business to create better margin, which speaks to process? Do you need to automate things? Do you need to add more tools to allow people to do things on their own? How do you look at your internal processes in order to become more efficient and effective and create more margin?
But I would really, really like to know how you feel about it. Like, what's your
It's simplify.
Okay. So for me, you want to play the simplify game, right? New customers, and new customers. The 100%. Lifeblood of any business is, can we continue to sell the product offering we have? I have gotten called into companies that are flatlining, and I've had to help them make the decision, can we sell our way out of it? And selling is process-based. People know that it's really developing those relationships. But the reality is, if you are not selling it, it is a hobby, period.
Right.
So this idea when they say sell more of the same stuff to new customers, right? That finding new customers is, I think, essential to innovation, to the growth strategy that it talks about. It's essential to growing, because if you're going to burn out on the same people, you can't have the same customers all the time, because they're going to want something new, something fresh. And so for those people, you can look at new product innovation, new ways of servicing it. But I think the number one thing for any
I would
business,
agree with you. the number one strategy and the fundamental to growing your business is how do we continue to grow either market share or just net new business? How do we create new opportunities and constantly feed the funnel of new customers, people that have not done business with us that should be or could be doing business with us 1,000%. I think the other areas when you look for growth are the people that you are doing business with. What's the opportunity for growth there? Are they fully using all of your services? Most organizations that I work with, they're not. There's a lot of new white space that they have the ability to do more for the customers than what they're already doing. How do you approach that conversation? And what's your strategy to, as you add new customers? Jules is super pumped up about it. He's all fired. Can you hear him in the background? He's loving it. But so exactly the same idea of adding new customers as you're continuing to grow the base. That to me is a healthy growth strategy.
Yeah, so it's interesting because the other thing that's not on here that I wanted to address was a feedback loop. You could think all of these things are in line, and the reality is your view is not the only view. Jake has been on a couple of meetings with me, and he's like, Dad, I don't get it. He goes, I know you love to grow revenue, and I know that's your focus, and I know that's but you really are so much more to the people you coach. You motivate them, you inspire them. You're a co-pilot in the car with them, and you don't even go there. And I was like, wow, great feedback. That's like you looking at a guy who's the punter, and you say, hey, listen, if you do this, you'll get more success. I think that's the one thing that people really need to do that Harvard did not talk about is have a feedback loop. Somehow, some way, you got to have people that are giving you the right feedback.
Internal and external, right? I think there has to be feedback you got that from an internal, feedback, loop or whatever you want to call it. You also need that from your customers, because what you think you're doing for your customers or what you think you're delivering to your customers might not actually be what you're delivering to your customers. So good and bad. You could be over delivering in a way, and the way you're communicating in your marketing is way under delivering or undervaluing what you actually do. So getting a good feedback about why people do business with you, what they really feel like you do for them, and how you best serve them, and ensuring that that's at the core of your business, because that's what's actually making your business work, is a great drill to do. So
final comment, Les Gusky makes a spelling mistake.
You should ask Prospect.
Man, I am going to get off this call, and I'm going to ask Prospect.
He corrected himself at the bottom, but I love it. I absolutely love it.
So we have fun. We give information. It's a great time. It's a great place. Thank you for joining me, sir. Good to have you back.
Invite people to the Nudelberg Daily Huddle. When you're here, ensure that you engage, say good morning, jump into the conversation. We thank you guys. We love you guys. Great Tuesday. We'll see you tomorrow. Let's get down to business.
Please don't worry about me. I'm about to let my heart speak. My friends keep telling me to leave this. So let's get down to business.